This is Kate Baconsale. You're listening to Baconsale.
Hi there. Welcome to Krispy Kreme. Can I take your order?
Yeah. Can I get how about a dozen? No. Can I get one chocolate?
One chocolate?
How many is that?
That's one.
Okay. Let's do a chocolate and a strawberry and a glaze. How many is that?
That's three.
Okay. And
Do you want
then
another?
let's do another glaze and
That's four.
You got apple fritters?
Yes.
Okay. And one of those. How many is that?
Five.
Oh, how many do I get?
You said a dozen.
Hold on. I'm going to call somebody at the office.
That's so frustrating. I'm never going to work there.
Oh, and I feel bad because I was that guy trying to get your donuts just barely.
So true.
But welcome to Baconsale. I'm Joel.
I'm Kent.
And I'm Zack.
We'd like to thank you for listening to our last episode, our Diva Tournament.
Diva Tournament, and guess what? This might be the most successful tournament in the history of Baconsale because some people agreed with us.
Yeah.
And a ton of comments on social media.
Lots of comments specifically. Thank you. Instagram.
Yes.
Yeah.
Instagram, our Instagram account really showed up for this one.
Thank you.
A bunch of
Appreciate
divas
that.
over there on Instagram.
I don't want to lead into this. This is bad. I can't now read their comments, Joel.
Read their comments. It's fine.
Go for it.
We established diva can be a good name as
there we
well.
go. Okay. Well, Aubrey Larson says, I'm a Swiftie, and you're not in trouble at all. Thank you.
Okay. She speaks for the Swifties.
You definitely made the right choice. Super fun episode. I like the representation from so many decades and reminders of music I haven't listened to for a while.
Yeah.
It was, if you really look, quite split up.
That's what we want to do.
Good
Baconsale.
job. Very well. And then Chris Anderson said, I finally agree for twice, but I'm surprised no one talked about the winner's infamous MTV Cribs episode. That was top tier diva behavior. Boy, Cribs was the best.
Remember the show?
I watched the
You
whole
walk around celebrity
documentary.
houses?
Was that Exhibit?
I don't.
Yes,
no,
Exhibit was on our diva bracket.
No,
Pimp My Ride.
Exhibit was Pimp My Ride.
Yeah.
No, Cribs, I think was just a camera.
Is it Luda?
But, people actually rented houses for this.
Oh.
It was the best.
Okay.
Like the behind the music of Cribs. You should watch some.
It wasn't their real houses.
Not all the time. A lot of it was staged.
Is it about
What?
babies?
What? No. And Jeff at RIP Bert Convey said the bracket was much more interesting than I thought it would be.
Nice.
The final matchup was good. And then it goes on to talk about Taylor Swift, but a lot of people are not feeling like Taylor Swift feels very diva-y.
Yeah.
Therefore glad, spoilers, that she didn't win.
Allegedly.
Maybe. But thank you so much for everybody who commented, played along,
And found the Easter egg in the image.
Yeah.
found the Easter egg in the image. That's for fun. Oh, also, my mom texted me and just said it's share, move on.
Yeah. That's all she needs to know.
Yeah.
And, more aware of impact at the time. So that's a good opinion.
But let's not talk about today because we have to talk about the elephant in the room.
Oh, boy.
There's an elephant in the room.
Baconsale night. At
We've
Quick
been
Wits.
eating so much sugar.
Baconsale night at Quick Wits.
Oh, yeah. It was awesome.
We had a great time. Thanks for everyone for showing up. We
Yeah.
really did
Yes.
appreciate it. And I have to say, Zach, I just thought it was very kind that you treated Kent so kindly and gave him that massage.
Thank you,
I think
Zach.
that was
He's
nice.
been through a lot, okay?
He has.
Yeah, I really
He's been very
appreciate
stressed. He was stressing up on stage, and I think that really helped his performance later
Every
on.
single year.
Yeah. Next time, a little shorter, please.
Yes.
Fair enough.
Yeah, but that's not what we're talking about today. What are we talking about today, Zach?
We're talking about donuts.
Wait, is that DOUGHNUT or
What?
DONUT?
Can we put this to bed?
I think
or
it's-
is it an open debate?
Well, it rhymes with go nuts for donuts.
I guess.
I don't know. What is it?
But it's a nut made of dough. That doesn't make any sense.
I don't know.
So, listen, it's split because you could say donuts, DOUGHNUT, has been around a little bit longer, but the term donut, which is is it more American?
DONUT?
To shorten the word, it's been around since 1920.
Yeah.
Right. But I will say that the OUGH term has appeared in enough written sources and been made popular by brands like Krispy Kreme donuts.
Wait a
that they
minute.
use the-
Hey, we're talking about them today.
Are you talking about Krispy Kreme, the Power Rangers' favorite donut?
But meanwhile, there's Dunkin'
what is
Donuts.
Krispy Kreme?
So listen, it's whatever you want to say, but on all my notes, it's DONUT because that's easier to write.
That's true.
I actually
Like
spell it
drive-
out as donut almost every time.
Yeah.
Drive through with a U.
Yeah.
So anyway, but the thing we want to talk about today is that we, as Baconsale, have once again completed a food challenge.
That's right, listener. We have gained weight for your
Listen.
listening pleasure.
Our
sometimes-
diabetes is through the roof.
We plan ahead for these. We say, hey guys, we have 4 months to eat all this food, right? It's going to be really interesting. Baskin Robbins when we did this, right?
This was floated out a year ago.
This was
idea-
started a week ago. And not only that,
2 weeks ago as a recording.
That far?
okay,
No, because the thing is, this
4
idea has
days
been-
ago.
This has been the planning for a while, and we finally went, let's pull the trigger on this. How hard can that be? Go there, get a dozen donuts, eat it, and we're done.
Now, it's a little difficult because every month or every holiday, they have their specialty donuts. It could be 2, it could be 7. And because it's like mid-transition of a Halloween to November and a little weird fall thing thrown in there too, you really never know what you're going to get.
No, because and I found this out during this challenge, and I kept being like, oh man, there's going to be a lot of donuts here.
Yeah.
But Krispy Kreme typically has a rotating selection of about 10 to 15 donuts, maybe 15 to 20 if you want to get really out there with the bigger chains. But those are the donut flavors they have in store at any given time. But then they rotate them around, and there's holiday ones, and there's ones they try out and they go away. So they say that since their founding, some sources estimate over 1,200 varieties of flavors produced throughout their history. 1,200.
It makes sense.
Different flavors of donuts.
It's like Taco Bell, right? It's just variations of the same thing.
Well, that's what it is too. Is Krispy Kreme is essentially they take their glazed donut and then they add other stuff onto it. That's kind of what
Is it a little lazy? Is everything just glazy and lazy?
Hey, the Ghostbusters one that they had most recently, those were fun.
Yeah,
Like actually fun?
Oh, yeah.
Like
And-
fun.
they were.
Okay, you're showing us a picture.
But speaking of
Now they're too extra.
speaking of being glazy and lazy,
Yes.
we were like, you know what? There's no way we're going to be able to get all these donuts in the short time frame we have. So let's just get as many as we possibly can.
Sure.
We ended up trying about 21 donuts, I think. Some of us, and that's the frustrating thing, is some of us were able to get almost all the donuts that we wanted. No, wait,
Easily.
no one here got every donut that we wanted.
No, we
did
got
we?
everything.
Yeah.
I didn't get the apple fritter.
And
That
I
was
didn't-
the only one I didn't get.
And I didn't get the sour cream cake.
Yeah.
And Zach, you missed a couple as well.
Yes.
But
by
it's
the way-
because the ones by us, like it depends on what the one by you has. But I ended up going to 4 different locations.
Yeah, I'm so mad at you.
Why?
Because you're like, oh, if you go to Sandy or West Valley, I'm like 45 minutes away.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Which I did.
I drove 45 minutes in a snowstorm to get a donut flavor that they didn't have.
Yeah, that was frustrating. But I think we need to pull it back.
Okay.
Let's pull it back to the beginnings here.
Oh.
Because for
Of
those
time?
Yes. For those of you who don't know, Krispy Kreme is a donut company and a coffeehouse chain with more than 1,400 locations worldwide.
1,400.
1,400, almost as many donut flavors.
Their name is a sensational spelling of the words Krispy Kreme with C's.
Yeah.
But it's also Kreme.
Yeah.
Yes. I have to admit, I did spell crispy when I started doing this challenge as Krispie.
Oh.
What?
Yeah.
Like
I don't
Rice
know.
Krispies.
I think so. I think
Okay.
that's what it came from. But it was started back in 1930. Well, in 1933, a 18-year-old man named Vernon Rudolph began working for his uncle, Ishmael Armstrong, who owned a small general store in Kentucky that sold a variety of goods, including its very popular donuts.
Kentucky Fried Donuts?
Kind of.
So in 1937, he rented out essentially a warehouse and he started making donuts strictly for convenience stores.
Yeah. So they would make them, and they would make their donuts and then send it to convenience or to grocery stores around there. And the people around noticed the smell was so good.
Amazing.
That they said, we want to buy these from you.
Yeah.
He was like, nope, they're for stores. And then finally he decided to compromise and say, okay, you can have donuts if you come to my store between the hours of midnight
Graveyard
and
shift.
4 a.m.
Yep.
when I'm making these donuts. And people showed up. He literally cut a hole out of the back of the store and would sell people donuts out of that hole.
Now, it's interesting. We talk about fast food places and how fast they grow and how much they get franchised out. I would say there are numerous decades for Krispy Kreme, unless you have other facts, where it's just like a slow growth for these guys. No, there's controversy, and we'll get there. But there really is just kind of like, oh, they open a couple stores and then maybe one in Canada, and they have grown internationally, but it's just been...
Ken, there was a boom. There
Wait,
was a
when?
boom about. I was
Don't
gonna
say that.
Rapid expansion.
That's what we do. Krispy Kreme guys.
No, don't. But there was a rapid expansion in the 1990s. And
Okay.
They were like building, like in their history up to that point, I think they built like 200 stores or something
right.
like that. But in those 4 years, right around in 4 years, they think they did another 200 stores.
Wow.
They boomed for a while there. And that made it so that they started falling out of it. But I want to pull back a little further.
Yeah, please do.
We went a little too farther in history. Because I want to talk about how they were in Kentucky for a while, but then they moved to North Carolina, Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And the reason they chose that place is because Vernon Rudolph wanted to go to North Carolina because that was where the headquarters of Camel Cigarettes, his favorite brand, was. Thank you, cigarettes.
He just wants to be closer to the cigarettes.
And so they went there, and they that's where the headquarters are now, is in North Carolina. It became kind of a southern thing.
Yeah.
And that's where it was for a while. And like I said, then they had that rapid expansion across the U.S. And they've gone internationally as well now, too. And so they were expanding, they were growing, they were doing all good. And then they decided to go public in 2000. And they did good for a bit. But then the company, by 2005, the company stock had lost 75 to 80% of its value.
Jeez.
And the SEC, the Security Exchange Commission, started investigating them for improper accounting practices. And the SEC, in 2009, the SEC issued a cease and desist order against Krispy Kreme for its actions inflating their own revenues and engaging in illicit activities regarding the purchases of its own stores.
Do you think they use their donut conveyor belts for cash? Like it's like a background whole operation.
Well, they were essentially like inflating their numbers and hiding it to the stockholders because they were not making a lot of money because they expanded way too fast.
Like their donuts.
And so it caused them a lot of problems, and they ended up having to sell to another company and get that all worked out. So,
but they're doing okay now.
They're doing right now. Yeah, they're doing
Except
okay.
for in 2015, there's a franchise in England announced a campaign called Krispy Kreme Club Wednesday. So it's like, hey guys, on Wednesday, we're going to have Krispy Kreme Club Wednesday.
Hey, Kent, what's the acronym for Krispy Kreme Club?
Well, if you go by their names, it's Krispy with a K, Kreme with a K, Club. Let's just throw another K on there.
They serve white hats for free.
And this was
We should
promoted.
clarify, this was in England, which
And
is
this
a
was
little
only one
separated.
franchise.
Yes.
And it was promoted as, and I'm sorry, everyone,
This is what it
KKK Wednesday on Facebook.
Yeah.
Because that's what Facebook does. And as soon as Krispy Kreme noticed, they apologized, they canceled the event, and then they launched an internal investigation into why this happened.
Who thought that was a good idea?
I know.
I can honestly, it's a hard time for me to believe that someone didn't connect the fact that,
Like,
hey, 3 Ks together, not cool.
Even in my notes, I started getting tired of writing Krispy Kreme, and I'm like, KK. I'm like, nope, I don't like that either.
a little too close. A little too close.
And then in 2019, this doesn't have a lot to do with Krispy Kreme, but more of the controlling share that owns Krispy Kreme.
If I could turn back time.
Number one diva, for sure. So Insomnia Cookies bought the majority of Krispy Kreme like a decade and a half ago. So in 2019, they were investigated, and it was found out, and this doesn't have a lot to do with the donuts. Maybe it's unimportant, but they found out that the two guys who ran the business in the 30s and 40s profited from forced labor during World War II. In Germany. And so there was a minor uproar about Nazi money being behind some of people's favorite coffee and donuts.
Yeah.
So it's like
They drink Fanta
they were
instead.
fine for a while, and then they had stock issues and all these like controversies with a K.
Yeah.
Right.
Controversy with using that.
But listen, I think they've kind of sailed through. They do have 400 locations nationally, like you said, about 1,400 internationally.
In fact, if I may, one breath. Here we go. Here are in addition to the United States and Canada, there are also locations in Egypt, France, United Kingdom, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa, Lebanon, Turkey, India, Dominican Republic, Iceland, Ireland, Kuwait, Guatemala, Mexico, Costa Rica, Panama, Russia, Taiwan, South Korea, Malaysia, Thailand, Indonesia, Philippines, Japan, I lost it. I lost it. Japan, Singapore, Cambodia, Jordan, United Arab Emirates, Qatar, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Hong Kong, Nigeria, Ethiopia, and Chile.
I love when Joel
I felt like-
misses it
I
and then
felt
just
like-
gives up the last.
I felt like Yakko Warner doing all the countries. United States, Canada, Mexico, Panama, Haiti, Jamaica, Peru.
Keep in mind, you've already eaten more donuts tonight and then put them against your forehead for some reason.
Can I also say that?
Yeah.
Well, we'll get into that a little more in the challenge thing, but as I was eating these donuts, I didn't feel good.
No. Did you share them with your kids?
Yeah, absolutely. I took
good.
one bite. I'd get like a dozen donuts, and I'd take like maybe I wouldn't
Like
even
a quarter,
bite it.
maybe?
I'd like use a knife, not even a quarter.
Oh.
Like it was like a little.
You should be fine
eighth.
then.
It was like an eighth of each one, and I got sugared out so quick, and my head started to hurt, and I just felt cloudy and awful. This is not a challenge I thoroughly enjoyed.
No. Okay, so really quick fun facts. So every day they make about 5 million donuts. And maybe that's at one Krispy Kreme, because if you see that conveyor belt every year.
Them out, man.
I love it when the hot light's on.
Oh, yeah.
Which, if you don't know, when they turn on that hot light,
Roxanne!
you don't have to turn on that hot light.
Just Joel saying, I love when the hot light's on.
Yeah.
Things that have never been said on Baconsale.
If you drive by a Krispy Kreme and that light is on that says hot fresh donuts, and you go inside, a lot of times they'll give you a free donut, and it's like fresh.
Hey, Krispy
off
Kreme,
thing.
call us.
I just talked about how this made me sick.
Crispy, turn on a hot light.
I just talked about how these made me sick, and yet I still was like, oh, I love it when the hot light is on.
Once again, you said it.
Put that at the end.
So they sell 5 million donuts to Joel a day.
Oh,
Every
no.
year they make 2 billion donuts, and they use 1 million pounds of sprinkles per year.
Now, the fun thing
Why?
is
They're so pointless.
the
I know.
recipe. You guys know the recipe for Krispy Kreme?
We can't
Air?
know.
Largely air.
It's top secret. Like it's locked down. Not even the employees who work at the stores know, because they get the special mix at a factory, and they ship it out to all the stores. So every
Just
store
add water sort of thing?
Well, they add water and yeast, I believe.
So let's talk about how they make the donuts, because we all see everything happening. It's kind of fun. It's mousetrap for donuts, essentially.
So if you've never been inside a Krispy Kreme donut, when that hot light is on, you see the dough come out, you see it go through all these conveyor belts and rise in a hot little oven.
So that takes about, 14 minutes. It's like an elevator system.
So did you find out that they mix the dough after they put the yeast and water in? They mix it for precisely 14 minutes.
Isn't that weird?
Then they knead it, check the temperature, and let it rest exactly for 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Then they put it in the chamber, and that's when it actually goes in the machine, in the cutter, which they put it through a machine that actually has a hole in it when they extrude it. So there's no donut holes. It's all just like one piece.
Yeah.
They don't have to cut it out.
So they go through this belt, and they're fried in a line, and then it flips them over, so they're perfectly fried both
it's all
sides.
a machine. The machine does it all.
Yeah.
It doesn't flip all of them, though, and I get quite stressed when
That's
I'm
quite
watching.
enjoyable when you see the wonky one going through.
And then sometimes there's a guy who flips them, and sometimes there's not.
With a little
That just gets
chopstick.
sad.
Meanwhile, there's a waterfall coming up like it's Rattlesnake Rapids, and you have powdered sugar milk and other ingredients.
Put me on that ride.
Nope, because it's beat to make a glaze, and this glaze is 120 degrees Fahrenheit. So the donuts go through. They're covered. They're smothered. If they're meant to be
bathed in
glazed, they are bathed.
Yeah.
And then they also, I think they cool for about 10 minutes.
Something like that.
Overall, this is about a 40-minute process. And so they cool.
And
they
you
get
watch
to
that
the
when
end.
you're waiting in line forever, because it's the day when everyone gets a free donut on International Talk Like a Pirate Day.
If I could avoid the fryer, I would ride the belt.
I would the glaze waterfall
I feel
would
like
be
it
fun.
would feel cool.
Yeah.
So wait,
Well, in stores generally make 2 batches a day, because if you made it all in the morning, by the afternoon they'd be stale.
Yeah,
They
right.
do one in the morning, and I think they do one in the afternoon as well. So I don't know if you guys found this, but end of day donuts weren't great, and even kind of midday donuts were iffy. So you got to get around the right time when the hot light is on.
I did have a donut a day later, and it's okay.
yeah, Zack did a little
It is
science
okay. I did a little
experiment.
science experiment. I got some donuts, and I didn't finish all of them, so I had one flavor. And then I went the next day, and I went, you know what? I'm going to get the exact same one. And I literally ate 2 donuts, one a day old, side by side, same flavor.
And traditional glazed.
No, this was a seasonal flavor, blueberry pie. And
That was the picture you sent.
yes, I have to say, I think that the layer of sugar is so thick that there are somehow preservatives there.
Yeah.
It is not the worst day old donut I've ever had. Let's
So it's
just say that.
crystallized with a
little
K.
bit with a K.
Yeah.
Everything's spelled with a K.
But I mean, is it better the day of? Absolutely. But it's not awful.
Well, and if you don't get it the day of, like if you get an original glazed, for example, and you don't get it the day of, they have instructions on the box. It says put it in the microwave. I think it's for 8 seconds.
Okay.
Like Luke Perry.
Wonderful.
And remember 8 seconds?
You
Luke
don't
Perry?
put like Luke Perry in the microwave for 8 seconds.
No, you put that. Remember that movie though? 8 seconds. Luke Perry?
Yeah.
Anyway, bull rider. Anyway, but you put it in the microwave for like 8 seconds, and it comes out, and it does taste like fresh, delicious. And that's the thing about these donuts is they don't taste like regular donuts you find anywhere else. They have kind of this melty quality to them, where you bite into them and they kind of melt in your mouth.
Synthetic? Is that what we're saying?
I wouldn't say synthetic.
For better or worse, they have a very unique flavor. And it kind of is like McDonald's, right? You don't go to McDonald's because you want a good burger. You go to McDonald's because you want a McDonald's burger.
It's true.
Same thing with these donuts. They have a very specific Krispy Kreme flavor. Either love it or hate it. It's its own thing, and I appreciate
Here's
that.
the major question. Grocery store or Krispy Kreme? Where are you getting your donuts?
Because Krispy Kreme does ship them to, like, you see them at Walmart.
No.
in their boxes.
I'm saying grocery store donuts.
Oh, no question. Krispy Kreme.
Krispy Kreme.
What?
Well,
Absolutely.
That's absolutely a question.
Depends on your grocery store.
Bowman's
though.
called.
Okay, fine. Bowman's, yes. Dick's,
we're getting local.
Yes. The local ones, yeah.
I'm sorry.
No.
Like,
Walmart.
you get the
No.
giant glazed donuts from a grocery store
Krispy
or
Kreme
a Bear
all
Claw
day.
or a Maple Bar.
They're so
Krispy
bad.
Kreme
There's
all day.
no
There's
way.
Krispy Kreme. There's other donuts.
No, so you're McDonald's over home
Actually, it's
cooked
not true.
meals then.
There's a difference between bakery donuts and grocery store donuts. That's where I draw the line.
No,
Grocery store donuts are
you're-
ugly.
Krispy Kreme for me, low tier.
You are
low
over.
tier.
You
I
are
can tell by
overvaluing.
your ratings.
Smith's / Kroger donuts are so bad they just call them yeast rings.
Yeah, that's right.
Awful.
Oh,
slimy.
the worst name too.
I had that once in college. It was terrible. Anyway, but the fun thing about Krispy Kreme is they do give out free donuts. I mean, I don't know if you guys encountered this at
Yeah.
but we went to separately to different stores, and every now, like almost every time I went, they're like, you know what, I'll throw in that one for free.
Yeah.
And I was like, thank you.
I experienced, I'm going to say a nice thing before I trash some of their donuts, but I experienced fantastic customer service.
They're actually pretty good.
And their restaurants are quite a wow on the inside.
Yeah.
Kind of cool decor, but just seeing the conveyor belt, fantastic idea.
Donut
Smartest thing they could
tip,
have done.
by the way. get a dozen donuts, right? Say you're going to get them for the office, and then say, oh man, I really want to get a 13th. Like that I haven't tried that flavor. I better not. And they'll be like, you know what? You got it.
You're smoothing the system.
Yeah. And they'll give you a 13th for free.
I think you're the Glazed. Also, another fun fact, if you go, check with your local store before you go in there and demand things. But Krispy Kreme gives out free donuts for good grades. If your kid gets good grades, they can get a free donut. If you go there on Halloween and costume, they'll give you a free donut.
As of the recording of this episode, tomorrow, apparently you can get a dozen free donuts.
It's just it's a special day.
Just because it's kindness day?
If you have an I voted sticker on election day, they'll give you a donut.
Okay.
And like I said, if I mentioned this before, if you dress like a pirate on International Talk Like a Pirate Day, they'll give you a free donut.
I mean,
And whenever the hot light is
not
on.
worth it.
No.
It was so crowded, it definitely was not worth it. And also, it's not available at all stores, so check your local listings.
To see what time Matlock is on?
That's on when the hot light is on.
You sound like Matlock.
So apparently I like these more than you guys based on that little conversation. But do we need to get into the rankings now?
So before we get into the official rankings, because by the way, we only have 13 official long-standing donuts.
So we have the dozen, and then the one that Kent sweet talked the person.
We have
a baker's dozen, as I like to say.
Which means 13.
But before that, we have the assorted ones. They may be specialty, or they just may be the things on the side that we can't really rank closely. Let's talk about those really quick.
We'll just go kind of worst to best, because we did give ratings on all of these. We're not just top 5, bottom 5. We ranked them all.
Yeah, we're going to rank them bottom to top.
Lowest of the miscellaneous Oreo cookies and creme. It's the cream. It's Krispy Kreme.
Now, okay, so jumping through this real quick. Oh, I have descriptions here, so I'm going to get that real quick.
Please do.
So the Oreo cookies and creme. It's creme.
Krispy Kreme.
Kreme.
So it's Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, Krispy Kreme. Krispy Kreme. It is filled with Oreo cookies and cream filling, dipped in dark chocolate icing, and topped with Oreo cookie pieces. Sounds good. Sounds really good.
This is a stale donut.
Oh my gosh, yes.
This is a weirdly stale donut.
Did you move it a little bit and then the whole
all of the crumble fell off?
Yeah.
For mine, I said it to Joel. I said, Joel, I don't want to skew anything here. But as soon as I tried,
don't want to skew anything? I've seen your ratings on here.
As soon as I moved, I cut into the donuts. I cut it into quarters. The whole top fell off, and I had no creme inside.
Creme.
Well, so you must have got the back half. If you're going to cut a filled donut in half, you have to cut on the filled line.
Because there's a little hole in the back where you can see where they put the cream.
Yes, if you cut the back half, you may get nothing.
I was so mad at this donut. I was angry. This one got a 1 out of 10.
I saw. Was that your lowest rating?
Yeah, it was my lowest rating.
For Oreo cookies and cream?
It was basically,
it's Oreo.
It was a dry bear donut. There was no glaze on the rest of this, which sometimes I'm okay with.
Hold on. I want to point this out because Zack, in his Wonder and Glory, created our average scores.
Sure.
So we could see how much we gave these.
Indeed.
Kent, your average score was 5.95. This is out of 10. So your average score is,
almost 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Zack, yours was 6.38.
Yes.
So a little better than Kent.
But I think I did a better job at evening things out the way I scored them.
Yeah. And then, meanwhile,
in your opinion?
In my opinion.
Better than Kent.
I scored them within themselves. Okay, a Krispy Kreme 10 is a Banbury Cross, 7.
Yeah. Yes.
And then my average score was 7.57.
Because you loved them.
Apparently I am the optimistic one here. What?
Optimist or sweet tooth?
Yeah, a bunch of cynists
with a K. Okay, so you scored them higher.
Apparently.
Did you like Oreo cookies and cream more than I did?
I did. I thought it was fine, but I have to admit I was disappointed. It was less good than I was anticipating.
Yeah.
I'll say this right here at the top: the creme, as they say, the KREME.
It's cream.
It's cream. It is cream. It is cream. Whatever they spell it like that, because they could have done KREAM. That would have been cream to me.
That is the name of the company is Krispy Kreme.
I know, but they spelled it wrong here because Oreo's in cream.
They spelled it wrong in the name of the company.
But it was less good than I was anticipating, and I think the cream itself, the white cream they put in donuts, is flavorless.
Yeah,
I think it's flavorless.
Yeah,
so they add the Oreos in, and I'm like, a little more.
Well, let's talk about that. What's in there, because it's in a few of their donuts.
We'll get to it.
Okay?
We'll get to it when we talk
you.
about the proper one.
All right.
Let's move on to. We're just talking limited. Let's not go too far on these. Pumpkin spice cake donut is next.
We've had a whole show about pumpkin spice.
I like this much better than you guys. I gave it a 6. You guys gave it a 4.
It's a glazed old-fashioned pumpkin spice cake donut.
It's a thinner donut than most.
I like their cake donuts just fine. I think that the texture is better, but I think they're misrepresenting this as a pumpkin spice donut. It just feels like a generally spiced cake donut.
It's a clove donut.
It's a clove donut.
Yeah.
I agree.
like it.
I agree because I kept wanting to like it. I bit into it. And I'm like, like, you know, that the girl that's eating the kombucha.
Yes.
In that GIF where she's just like, That's what I was doing because I kept wanting to rate it higher, but then the cloves kept kicking in, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
So that's why I dropped it down to a 4.
Yeah, it's pretty low.
Same average rating, but different spread here was the glazed sour cream cake donut.
Which I didn't get to try.
This is the same textural experience as the pumpkin spice one and the blueberry one.
Yeah.
But with worse flavor, in my opinion. Probably better for you, Joel.
Probably.
It would be better, but it has a worse aftertaste.
But here's the frustrating thing.
got a weird
It's like I said,
aftertaste.
I went to a store in Riverdale. I went to one in Layton. I went to one in West Valley. I went to one in Sandy, and they didn't have it. And I told Kent, hey, I got these other ones there. And then he went there right after me, and they had it.
Yeah.
And I was so bugged. And
They
I
said, we made it for this guy, but you can have
I
it.
just walked away sad.
Yeah, you didn't miss out.
Okay.
You're fine.
Good to know.
Next up are the assorted dots. These are their donut holes.
Yeah,
Yes.
so they have two kinds. There's glazed and there's powdered and sprinkled, essentially.
But how do you have donut holes if you don't have donut holes?
Because they just make them.
They just cut
I
them.
know.
Cut them.
It's a lie is what it is.
But I think what's weird about the assorted dots is the assortment. It's kind of a weird combo.
Yeah, it's not like the
they give
regular
you,
donuts.
No, because they give you a cinnamon sugar. There is a cookie, like an Oreo cookie one.
There's like little round sprinkles all over.
They have
spheres all
a
over.
sawdust one, I think.
Yeah, but I think that they all come together to make everything taste worse.
I
Not
have
very
to.
good.
I have to believe. I must believe this. I must have hope that they are better when they are fresh. Because the
I think
ones
the
I got,
cinnamon one would taste okay.
that was
fresh.
my favorite one of the
Yeah,
ones.
mine
It's
too.
Covered in cinnamon sugar.
It imbues itself on all the other ones.
Yeah.
It's especially the powdered sugar one.
They look like you dropped them on the ground, just scooped them up with the cup.
It does not. They're not looking very appealing, and they're not very tasty. No.
But they're average.
Yeah.
Sure.
Meanwhile, the glazed one is just a bunch of little glazed, little mini versions, little bite size.
I would much rather have that because you don't have the cross contamination of flavors.
Yeah.
I don't like that.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can't not get the assorted dots individual. Like they only come as a pile. It's-
Yeah. You can't get a donut with those little spheres, little colorful spheres all over it.
Food pile. That sounds so good.
Now we move into the current, as of the recording of this episode, limited time offerings. They're pie themed.
They're Thanksgiving themed donuts.
So we have the lowest scoring of that bunch is the apple crumble, scoring it a 6.7 out of 10.
Now, the apple crumble is an unglazed shell filled with apple pie filling, topped with pie crust flavored buttercream and a cinnamon cookie crumb topping.
You guys are mean. I really like this one. It was
do you mean? I mean-
Wait. We're mean?
I gave it a higher score than you did.
What'd you give it?
I gave it an 8.
You did?
Yeah.
And why did it rank so low in the specialty ones?
Joel gave it a 5.
Oh.
Okay, well, here's the thing. I thought the lattice work on top was very cute. I like that, but it fell off as soon as I cut into it. It was the Oreo cream thing all over again.
Oh, you didn't get a lot of apple syrup or
Well,
whatever's in
this,
there?
This is like the little frosting on top, the little crisscross. It looked very cute. And then the donut isn't glazed, so it tasted like bread with applesauce on it.
I'd rather not have my donuts glazed all the way.
What?
No, I
Yeah.
thought this one was great.
Yeah, me too.
I am all for, like, this line of donuts might be my favorite promo donuts ever because they're just like, hey, what if we fill that with pie filling?
And I got mine first day they released it. Now it was totally fresh and delicious.
I got mine the day before they released it.
Okay.
He knows a guy.
So I thought it was really good.
Yeah.
How about the lemon cream pie?
An unglazed shell donut filled with lemon pie filling, dipped in lemon yellow icing and graham crunch, and topped with meringue buttercream dollop.
Were you guys confused? Did you have to eat like 2 of these to understand what was actually going on with this very complicated donut?
No.
There's like 17 moving parts here.
I like it.
It was really good.
I mean, there's lemon, there's frosting, there's yellow topping, crumblies. I'm going to call them lemon creme inside. It's just too much going on.
It reminded me of a key lime pie. Like when I bit into the flavor of it, I was like, ooh, I like this. And I was surprised because I was not looking forward to this donut.
Their lemon filling strikes a great balance of that, having good sweetness with just a little bit of sour, just a little bit of lemon
Tart,
sour,
tartness.
and it's also it's not gooey, right? It doesn't leak out.
Yeah.
So I think it's really good. I believe it is the same filling that is in their normal lemon filled. But yeah, the addition of the little crumbles on top, I think this was great. I gave it an 8. Joel gave it an 8. Kent gave it a 6.
Yep, because Ken hates things.
Not a fan. 7.3 overall. And then we have the chocolate silk pie.
Ooh. Sorry.
What just happened?
That was automatic response.
Someone just turned on a hot light?
The original glazed donut dipped in chocolate icing topped with chocolate buttercream and chocolate curls. So this is essentially
It's a chocolate glazed donut.
It was a chocolate mousse in it. It was real good though. Like
It was-
I love.
no, it was
I
the
love
dollop on the
chocolate
top.
silk pie.
That's it. It was a dollop on the top.
This
is so boring.
No, this was fantastic. You couldn't be more wrong.
But it's a chocolate donut with tasteless chocolate frosting on top.
This is not the same chocolate. This is
it's like a mousse.
Way
buttercream.
better.
Do you know why?
I'm not even talking about that. The chocolate icing on the donut is different, and it is.
Do you know what? No one can tell because they have such a thin layer of chocolate on each of these donuts.
That's why it's
you
good.
can barely tell. No, I like a lot.
No, if you look at it, it's got a sheen to it. It's a thinner layer. It's not as crusty.
No.
And then you get that buttercream. So yes, this is a normal ring.
Yeah.
Where they just kind of snuck some buttercream in there.
This is the fancy
so good.
chocolate donut. And
I love
chocolate silk pie. And so when I saw that was on there, I'm like, yes, please. And I ate it. I'm like, just what I hoped it would
unimaginative.
Joel gave this an 8. I gave it a 9. This is the best chocolate donut I've had at Krispy Kreme ever.
Average score 6.
Can't give it a 6. 7.7 overall. And then our highest scoring of the kind of others, but specifically the current limited time, we have the Blueberry Crisp.
Hubba hubba. An unglazed shell filled with blueberry filling, dipped in blueberry icing and streusel topping. And this is another one where I was looking forward to. I love blueberry flavor, and donuts especially more. I was looking forward to this one, and it met my expectations. It was like so. It wasn't overly sweet. A lot of these I felt sugared out right after eating them. This one, I thought the not glazed donut worked very well with everything else around it. I took a second bite of this one in my taste test.
So blueberries are 2 or 3 fruits.
2 whole bites?
I had a lot of donuts, and I was like, I'm only doing one each. And this one, I was like, I want another one of that.
Why does blueberry work so well in donuts?
I don't know.
But
even in the syrup
because
in the middle?
blueberry is terrible.
Yeah, right?
Blueberry's awesome.
Blueberry pie is great.
In our fruit show, go back and listen. Blueberry's awesome.
Blueberry's the worst.
But it has like the crumbs on top and everything. It's tasty. This one felt a little thicker.
I'd say crumbles more than crumbs.
Yeah, maybe one of the
sounds like
the two.
No, you saw the picture. I had one that was just crumbs.
Yeah,
that had nothing on it.
But I quite like this one. I gave it a 7.
You gave it a 7.
Oh, he quite liked it. Oh,
I gave it a 9.
Whoa.
Joel gave it a 10.
Booyah.
Okay, but
This
I
is
will
a 10
say,
donut. I gave very few 10s.
Mr. 2 Bites, I had this donut 3 times.
What a blessed and holy day.
I ate this donut 3 times.
On purpose?
I got it for free the first day, the day before they came out. I ordered another one just because I ended up accidentally ordering it, and then this was the one that I did the test on. So I had this donut 3 times. Don't regret it.
By the way, I just want to point this out. Zach, you gave 1 perfect score.
Because there's only one perfect donut.
Kent, you gave 1 perfect score.
Yep.
I gave 5.
You gave 5.
Didn't you just barely say, like, I give very few 10s?
I
except
did.
to half of the donuts.
I thought until I just looked at that, and I was like, oh, wow. Apparently, I'm just generous.
So with that, let's move on to the main offering.
The main course.
This is, generally speaking, these are the donuts that are going to be available at any given time throughout the year at your Krispy Kreme.
The baker's dozen.
Starting with the lowest again, we'll work our way up. Our lowest scoring donut
of the main fare
is cake batter.
Indulge in this festive donut filled with creamy cake batter, cream filling, it's capitalized, topped with yellow icing and confetti sprinkles.
Is it a donut for children?
Yes.
It is a donut for children who wish to become diabetic.
Yeah, it's like the funfetti.
This was rich. This was really rich. I liked that the cream in the middle, the cake batter cream, had a different flavor.
So it did actually have flavor.
It was a different flavor, yeah. But there was an odd bitter aftertaste.
Yeah.
I also think this exists for the graham, for the profile.
Crackers, yeah,
of the
it's very colorful. The graham crackers.
Sure.
Right, because it's yellow with the larger sprinkles on top. So it does look good in photos.
Yeah.
So a big test of mine was, would I order this on its own, or could I eat a full donut of this? And granted, Krispy Kreme donuts are small enough you could eat a full donut. I don't know if I could with the cake batter one.
I hate this donut. I gave it a 2.
Yeah.
I don't like cake batter flavor profiles.
I think that's your lowest score.
It is
Zach.
I think it might be. I don't like Krispy Kreme's cream very much, even though this one has some flavor. No, you talk about the order test.
Yeah.
Not only would I not order it, I would actively avoid it.
Would you judge your children for ordering this donut?
I talk them out of it every time. Like, hey, let's get the not very good strawberry one instead.
I still gave it a 7.
Joel gave it a 7.
I gave it a 5.
Yeah.
Oh, at this point, Joel only has 1 lower than 7 on this list.
So you just love this, but you only had a bite of each.
I did.
Maybe 2.
Because I definitely got sugared out very quickly. But yeah, most of my lowest scores are in the limited time and unavailable.
So we gave this a 4.7 overall. Now, number 12, we have, I'm so sorry, Joel, the strawberry iced with sprinkles.
The heck?
Tell us about it, Joel.
It is an original glazed donut dipped in a fruity strawberry icing topped with colorful rainbow sprinkles. Brighten your day with Krispy Kreme's strawberry iced donut with sprinkles unless you have no soul.
This is the Homer Simpson
Guys, this is the classic Homer Simpson donut.
It's weird that they partnered with Pepto-Bismol for this one.
You stop
Absolutely.
that.
Right?
You stop
Why
that.
is it
Joel?
so medicinal?
You've often said, even while looking at the box of donuts, I heard you say, man, I love fake strawberry flavor.
I do. I
Right.
love that it's that Nestle Quick fan in me where that
Oh, but that's
fake
good,
strawberry
though.
milk.
And Joel, I'm with you for the most part. And then I was like, cool, I don't love sprinkles, but I'm going to try this one.
Sprinkles are nothing. They're texture.
Yeah, but they are pointless. Like, why put them in there? It's just more sugar.
We have had a lot of discussions about strawberry milk. I believe we all like strawberry milk.
Love it.
It's so good.
It's a top 5 drink.
Why does this not taste like that?
I just find it so interesting that Kent hates sprinkles when his name literally is Sprinkles.
You,
His nickname. He loves when people call him
Joel,
Sprinkles.
the eyes are getting angry.
Please do that because he
Don't.
ranked it so low, listener. You do that. You do that on our social media channels. Refer to Kent as Sprinkle.
Kent gave this a 2, by the way.
It is, other than like the specialty Oreo when we talked about this, it would be the lowest official score that I gave.
I cannot believe that.
No, it has the worst taste. It was acrid to me.
Acrid?
Yeah, no, it's Pepto-Bismol with a sour tinge to it.
Did you have it more than once? Or did you just get a bad one? Because it's so good.
Oh, I had 2. I had one the first day, and Zach got mini donuts. By the way, we didn't mention the mini donuts. Zach, would you care to talk about the mini versions?
Oh, I'm a big fan of the mini versions
Yeah.
of these donuts. They are all the basic ringed donuts. So glazed, chocolate, strawberry. And I think that they are a fantastic ratio. They are better. If you're going to bring Krispy Kremes to the office, if you're going to get them from the grocery store, get the minis.
Because you get the whole circumference of
You
like
do.
the mouthfeel
You
and
get
everything.
the full experience, but you don't have to cut it in fourths.
So,
you weirdos.
Joel, you
Stop
notice.
cutting donuts.
Well, I cut them
Stop.
just to share with Joel and
Well,
I.
I mean, we do that all the time. It's fine.
So you'll notice I cut them in half, and Joel, you and I shared the mini donuts that Zach brought.
Yeah.
And I ate a half of each.
Mm-hmm.
Cool, I've donuted out, but here we go. I didn't want you to see that I took a tiny little bite, but just enough to taste test again.
And then he threw it
the
away.
strawberry one, and I threw it away. Zach, you saw that, right?
did.
I said, excuse me, I need to throw this.
Yes, okay.
I didn't want you to see because I didn't want you to be upset with me. It's a 2. It's the.
I'm just
for
annoyed.
me, it's the worst official donut that
I'm
they have.
annoyed because this is one of my favorite donuts and I was so happy to eat
What
it.
score did you give it?
I gave it a 10.
A 10. I gave it a 3.
Look, you guys, I gave these scores because I'm like, they're all donuts. They're all good.
No.
And only very rarely would they drop below that kind of average 6 rating.
Now, again, I scored everything on a tier of itself. So a 1 at Krispy Kreme is like it's better than, I don't know, porridge.
For me, if it's offensive, it's under a 5. If it's average, it's 5.
And you like a 24.
No, I think that this, I do.
You tanked my strawberry.
I do
Yeah.
appreciate that it's actually strawberry. Sometimes when you get pink donuts, like Homer Simpson donuts,
They're just regular
it's
flavor.
just icing.
This actually has strawberry flavor in it.
It just isn't good. It's
This
not
is the
a
Bo
good
is afraid of
strawberry
donuts.
flavor. Yeah.
You stop that.
Yeah.
With
I
your
gave,
24
I gave it a
references.
3. Kent gave it a 2. Joel gave it a 10.
My gosh.
Goodness, 5
Sorry.
overall. Now, not too far off of that, we have the chocolate iced with cream filling.
Experience a delightful treat that is the favorite of many, the chocolate iced donut with cream filling. The perfect combination of a fluffy donut, light and smooth cream filling. I can't even say it seriously. Filling then dipped in our classic chocolate icing.
What was the first part of that again?
A delightful treat that is a favorite of many.
I disagree. This
think
is
so?
this is anything but delightful.
So when you guys go to get regular donuts, do you like, and we're going to talk about custard in a minute, but do you like say like, oh, I hope this is filled with like custard, and you get cream instead, which is just what? Sugar water?
That's the thing.
Sugar
We should
milk?
clarify. At Krispy Kreme, they have the custard and they have the cream.
Yeah, we'll get to the other one.
Yeah.
Can we talk about the cream?
We kind of had it
what
already.
is it should be fine. So you're sitting here saying that it has no flavor. I think it has a flavor and it's just not good.
I think it's flavorless.
It tastes weird.
Is it worse than Cool Whip?
Yes.
It's like
It is,
expired
okay.
Cool Whip.
I wish I was going to say I wish I find the recipe for this because I never wanted to make it because I prefer Cool Whip. I prefer whipped cream. I prefer other creams that have flavor. This it's just a texture thing.
It's weird.
But they keep making it. Is it because it's their specialty that it's creme?
Maybe.
Right? Who's it made for? Do people get this on purpose?
Well, for a long time I was anti custard and I only went for the cream filled donuts. So because custard has a little bit stronger flavor.
Yeah, it does.
And so
It
I
does.
would go with the whipped cream because it was like a gateway filled.
yeah.
Yeah.
But even this there's something to the way that this tastes that seems so freezer burn back of the
Yeah, no, it
rack
does,
burn,
yeah.
back
Now,
of the
here's-
fridge.
that's the-
weird.
Okay, so here's the thing. I gave this a 7. Somewhat above average. Ken, you gave this a 6.
Yeah, pretty high.
About average.
Yeah.
Zach gave this a 3.
I don't like it at all. Like I really
But
didn't like it.
It's got
But
the
couldn't
chocolate
you even
flavor on
eat-
top.
Oh,
the
that-
chocolate icing on top.
You're not selling me with that because I hate their chocolate.
Me too.
What?
Even though I gave one of their chocolates a high
it's
score.
not. It's bad.
If it was like, I like chocolate donuts without glaze, like you get from the grocery store.
Yeah.
That is what I prefer, with a lot of chocolate on top.
No,
This is really fake chocolate.
No, I like the shiny chocolate, like, whatever, the ganache style that you get for the silk pie.
And that was really good.
If that was on the regular chocolate donuts, all of them would get an instant like 3-point boost from me. I do not like their chocolate frosting is gritty. And it's weird.
think it's
weirdly
gritty.
thick. I can't.
It's
stand
not thick. It's very
it's
much
very
not
thin.
thick.
it. No, I think it's too thick.
Huh.
No,
Okay.
I would rather just scrape it off.
Did you not like any of the chocolate one? We'll get there.
None.
But
Wow.
I think I called this donut light, fluffy, and flavorless.
Yeah.
Same.
I think it's one of the deceptive donuts. You feel like, can I get a donut with cream filling? And they're like, you mean
Because
cream?
you're expecting like a Boston cream pie.
Yeah.
And it's not.
No.
We scored it a 5.3 overall. And also in at 5.3, we have the sugared ring.
What a lovely name.
Maybe the most
sugared
mid
ring.
thing you could be.
It's meant to be like a homemade donut, right?
It's a classic donut tossed in granulated sugar. Mm-hmm. So it's the kind of one that like you take a bite in and all of a sudden you're covered in it.
yeah.
This is gritty, but on purpose.
Yeah. Look, it's still a donut. All right. It's still a donut.
Joel, I think we've established that by now.
It's still a donut, but it tastes like bread with a little sugar on
Yeah,
it.
is
Tastes
it too-
like fairy bread?
It's stiff and stale, like fairy bread.
I do think that if I must have had this at the right time, it felt like a good change of pace
Okay.
because
Yeah.
it didn't have the same
like the synthetic frosting or anything with that.
glaze that everything has.
The weirdest thing about this one is that it's covered in sugar and yet it tastes less sweet than almost anything else.
I think the ratio of sugar and donut is actually kind of perfect. I just thought it tasted a little too stale. Yes.
Okay.
Well, on your one bite that you had,
It was a quarter of the donut.
Oh, boy.
I gave it a 5. I thought it was quite average in every way.
I think this is right. Like this is one of our most almost agreement on any of our scores.
I think this is a very average donut.
Yeah.
I don't necessarily mean that in a bad way.
But like, you're not going to Krispy Kreme to get the sugared ring.
No.
No, this is the cheese pizza of donuts.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like
Yeah.
someone in the office is going to want this one, so you might as well grab it.
The weirdo. But yeah, I gave it a 5. Kent gave it a 5. Zach gave it a 6. That's pretty close, guys. This may be one of the closest ones we had.
Should I just make it just an even 5?
No, don't change it.
Don't mess with it now.
No, let's go. Now at 5.7 overall, welcome chocolate iced glazed with sprinkles.
Okay.
It also comes without.
An original glazed donut topped with chocolate icing and covered in sprinkles. Now, these could be rainbow sprinkles.
Yeah.
But they could also be fall sprinkles.
Oh,
Which
I
is
love the
exact
changing
same,
colors of the leaves.
But they're like orange and yellow and red. Like,
Did you expect a different taste from
No.
these?
I thought it was possible, but it's more just like leaves. It's like, oh, those sprinkles died. Oh no, he died.
They really, it just didn't add much. So we're doing the one with sprinkles.
Yeah.
Sure.
All right.
I mean, it does technically add texture, which Krispy Kreme donuts, I mean, we don't say enough. They are extremely airy. They are very light.
Yes.
Especially when you get them hot, they disappear into your mouth.
Love
if
it.
you want to gain a lot of really bad weight quickly, just
Yeah.
eat hot Krispy Kremes.
I love that my review for fall sprinkles says, you're not going to believe this. Tastes just like the chocolate glazed donut with sprinkles. The color makes no difference.
Yeah.
But the sprinkles, I think they do nothing. I honestly gave this less than like a regular, well, I mean, we'll get into it,
Yeah.
but less than a regular chocolate glazed
I removed 2 points for sprinkles.
Really?
Yeah.
For yourself?
Okay.
What'd you give it, sprinkles?
I gave it 6.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then I gave it a 7.
I gave it a 4.
Wow. Yeah.
You don't like the
I
chocolate.
don't like their chocolate icing
so weird.
at all.
So this is better than creme, but it's
Well,
not great.
It goes up one notch. Or I guess the cream donut gets penalized for having that gross cream in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't like this. And with the sprinkles, what it does is it creates more of a mess.
Yes.
And it's kind of annoying. You already get
Because the guy who loves sugared ring.
the
I wanna-
ice.
I want to know from the listener, are there like, do you go out and purposely seek out sprinkles? Like, what kind of person does
Why, who's seeking you out, Kent?
Oh, I can't.
when you go to Cold Stone and you get
Strawberry.
when you go to Cold Stone and get like 2 or 3 flavor mix-ins,
Yeah.
and one of them are sprinkles, I'm like, seriously,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a waste.
you wasted a whole thing on that.
Some people like the texture. I just think it's a waste.
But in addition to the sprinkles making a mess, did you guys ever have big chunks of the glaze
Yes.
fall off?
Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
These are messy donuts. All right, so that was again 5.7. We are moving along. That was our 9th ranked donut on the list. Our 8th ranked donut coming in at 6, even 6-0. We have the glazed lemon filled.
The tartness of a lemon custard filling paired with Krispy Kreme's sweet glaze, our glazed lemon filled donut is the perfect donut to brighten your taste buds.
So I'm just not a big fan of the lemon filling, I think.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Do you don't feel like it's overpowering?
Nope. I think it is.
It's got kind of a fakey taste to it.
Yeah, like a really
Perfect
fakey
balance
taste.
to me.
It's a good
Of
donut.
what,
though.
sugar?
It is like a less intense lemon head.
Oh, I love lemon heads.
It doesn't taste like lemon. It tastes like lemon sugar flavor, like you were talking about with strawberry.
Which you hated on. Yes, I remember that.
Yeah, because it's bad.
It's not.
But this lemon, lemon head without the real pucker sour. This is delicious. I love these.
It doesn't work for me at all. I gave it a 4 altogether.
And again, when you're eating like a lot of donuts, this is a fantastic change up. A nice.
Really, a tart donut is a nice change up from
for sure. Sugar.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I'd
this is great.
agree with that.
I gave it a 7. Joel gave it a 7. Kent is a hater at 4.
Oh, I'm the hater.
4.
Chocolate donuts.
They're gross.
Sprinkles hates donuts.
Everyone I've talked to in my immediate circle, confirmation bias, says the chocolate's not great.
Joel, if I apologize about the strawberry with sprinkles, will it be good? Will things be okay between us?
Pandora's box has already been opened, Ken.
With a dozen donuts?
The sprinkles are pouring out.
Pandora, can I get 12, 13?
How many is that?
Yeah. Now, our number 7th ranked donut got tanked by Kent, scoring a 6.7 overall. It's the original glazed cinnamon roll.
Now, this was a surprise to me because I went, cinnamon rolls
I was
at a Krispy Kreme.
was not looking forward to this at all.
Yeah. But here's the description. Our yeast-raised dough, hand-rolled with cinnamon and glazed to perfection.
Listen,
That's it?
I'll tell you what would have made this a 10. Cream cheese frosting. If it was an actual cinnamon roll rather than just a spiral uzumaki donut that is glazed. If you get the reference, you get the reference. It's just a glazed donut in a spiral. That is it.
No, there's cinnamon to it.
Barely.
No, that thing is, I took a bite and I was like, it's a donut. And I went, oh, wait, there's a cinnamon twist there. Oh, that's pleasurable. I like that.
Yeah, I actually this was my biggest surprise on this whole list because I'm weird about cinnamon donuts. Sometimes I think they're too tough.
Yeah.
It's like they overwork
Mine
them to get
was.
them there.
A lot of cinnamon rolls.
Mine tasted burnt, actually.
That was good.
And regular cinnamon rolls, like, typical, traditional cinnamon rolls, sometimes get a little too yeasty for me.
Yeah.
Like the taste of it. Not a big fan of it. But this one, I was like, no, this is nice.
So did I get a bad one?
Must have.
Must have.
Because it may have been the end of the day when I got it. It was
Yeah.
like 8 p.m.
And I feel like I can't imagine that they're cooked in the same way as
Right.
everything else. It must be done separately. So there could be more variance in quality. I thought mine was, again, the biggest surprise, quite good. And even I had it the next morning. So it was almost a full day old. and
My
it was
daughter's
plenty
review
good.
was mid. This is mid. And I was like, I agree.
Well,
Actually, it's worse than mid. It's a 3.
no, you gave it a 4.
Did I give it a 4?
You gave it a 4.
Okay,
Stop dropping your scores, Sprinkles.
Yeah, you gave it a 4.
Let's round up.
Joel and I gave it an 8.
It's good.
Wow.
Tasty.
Yeah.
But wouldn't it be a 10 with cream cheese frosting on top?
It'd be a 7.
It could be overwhelming.
Wait, it would drop?
He
Yeah.
doesn't like. Oh no, you do like cream cheese.
I
now.
like cream cheese in a savory sense, not in a sweet sense. All right, next up at our 6th overall, we're almost to the top 5. We're at 1 away.
Okay.
Ranking overall average of 7, and I would say from here on out, these are pretty solid. If you're going to get Krispy Kreme donuts, any one of these, we have the chocolate ice custard filled.
The chocolate ice custard filled donut is filled with creamy custard and hand dipped in rich chocolate icing. So now, Zach, you don't like chocolate.
I don't. But this is the best or this is better than the one with sprinkles. That gets penalties for sprinkles. This is better than the cream filling because that's gross. I do think their custard filling is solid because it's sometimes custard can be weird.
Yeah.
It's inoffensive.
It's a mild custard flavor, and I think it did add to the overall taste. Like, this was as close as Krispy Kreme is going to get to a Boston cream pie.
Okay.
And that, to me, was like, you know what? That's actually good.
So you think it's purposely a mild custard taste so as not to offend people like Zach?
Yes.
Is that what we're saying?
I just think that most of their fillings have mild
And
taste.
I think this paired with the not very good chocolate very well.
I am such a custard loyalist. Like, I could take a bath in custard and be happy. In fact, probably what I'm going to do after the show. I love custard so much. So when I had this, I'm
Sprinkles and custard. That's just weird.
No. So when I had this, I was like, this is a Boston cream pie. This is an eclair, and I'm going to be so happy. And I was so disappointed because it was just meh.
In the scale of eclairs.
Yes.
Sure.
Right.
Obviously different type.
Now I want an eclair.
Different
I know.
type of,
Let's go to a wedding
batter,
after
but-
this.
Yeah, I still said what I said about the chocolate, but I did not mind this one. which is the best review I can give to a chocolate donut.
I gave it a 7. I liked it.
I gave it a 6.
It gets an edge. Okay.
And
I gave it an 8.
Yeah, Joel probably gave it a 10 in his heart and was like, I should probably move down to 8. Also scoring in at 7 are fifth top.
Yep.
Now we're top 5.
We're on top 5.
Is the chocolate ice glaze without sprinkles.
Basic.
So that's the weird thing I found about this, is, Zach, is as a person who doesn't like the chocolate, this one's still ranked pretty high.
I gave it a 5. You guys just love it. I gave it a score lower than the custard one.
Listen, when you're getting a dozen donuts, you're going to be like, hey, can I get a lot of glaze? Can I get some just basic chocolate ones? Like, I'll be fine with that. Like, it's got to like round out that dozen there because it's necessary.
Yeah.
Now, I don't love their chocolate. I'm a little bit like Zach, but it is good.
I forgot to read the description here,
Yep.
guys. Chocolate lovers, take note. We take our original glazed donut one simple yet delicious step further by hand dipping it in smooth, delectable chocolate icing to create a delicious chocolate glazed iced donut. So I don't know how it's possible, but this to me was just as good as the custard filled version. And I was like, I should like the custard more.
I think it's better because it's simple.
I do like simple.
Yeah. I think it's simple chocolate donut is
I think
great.
It's worse because I taste the chocolate more. There's a good combination. It's like I don't like In-N-Out Burger fries and I don't like In-N-Out Burger shakes, but put them together and it's a little magical.
See,
that's what I felt about the custard. This one,
See, I feel like Krispy Kreme does simple right. A simple glazed donut, a simple maybe one topping on there.
Yeah.
They do that right. And that's why I ranked it so high.
Okay. That was your number 5. Number 4, at this point on, we got some high scores.
Oh, yeah.
Averaging, we jump
Even me.
to a
Even
9.
me.
This is an average of
Your
a
heart
9.
3 sizes that day?
For this
Holy
one.
cow. The glazed blueberry cake donut.
Oh. All right, here we go. Sorry, I just turned into Fat Albert there for a second.
Oh, you sound very French.
The glazed- The glazed blueberry, hot light. The glazed blueberry cake donut is a berry-tastic take on a classic cake donut, bursting with blueberry flavor and then glaze, making for an irresistible cake donut. So this type of donut, if I get that assortment there in the office pile of whatever it may come from, wherever it may come from, and I see a blueberry cake donut in there, you better believe that's what I'm going for.
Are you the selfish one that takes that one in the corner?
You better believe it.
Wow.
This is the donut for people in the know.
But why is there only one in the dozen? There's
don't
only
know.
ever one.
That drives me nuts.
Because it's really good.
Imagine if you showed up with a dozen blueberry cake donuts. You'd be like a psycho.
Hold on.
Joel's back with his perfect
Roll the
tens.
microphone. This did not disappoint. This is very, very tasty, and this is a perfect 10 for me.
Sometimes I think cake donuts can be a little bland, maybe even a little dry. I think that when you add the glaze to it, it totally like helps it out, puts it in a candy shell like an M&M.
When you guys eat the cake donuts varieties, do you get like that film on your teeth?
Of course.
Do you get that?
Yeah.
What is that? Because every time we do it, I'm like, why do I not get that in regular? I don't know, because I don't get that with
It's
regular
so
donuts.
worth it, though.
It is good.
But this is like, going back to Zach's analogy, if this one gets a really high score, like I gave it an 8, then like if you go to like Banbury Cross, this is like their 5. Because their blueberry donuts would be 10s.
Their blueberry cake donuts are amazing.
Whereas Krispy Kreme is like, hey, we're your little brother. We're just trying to be seen. Well, good job, little buddy. It's still delicious.
Well, then the hard thing about this one, too, is that sometimes it's not available.
Right.
You go there and you're like, I want it, but it's not there. That's frustrating.
Because it is a donut for people in the know and not a super popular one.
Right.
And I think it is not one that's fun if you are under the age of 24.
It's like white chocolate.
Yes.
Okay.
It's
Ooh, a blueberry.
white chocolate.
Chipped and half white chocolate.
You've eaten so much sugar lately. Take it easy.
Why is this sounding appealing when my head hurts?
No, I like the texture of their cake donut with the icing, with the glaze. I think actually works pretty well. And it creates almost little cups at the top. So there's more glaze.
And do you feel like you're like not dieting, mind you, because there's so much sugar here, but because Krispy Kreme's donuts are often a bit smaller than most donuts in the world, that you're not cheating too badly? Like when you eat this blueberry cake donut because it's thinner.
Like a petite.
Yeah, it's kind of a petite cake donut.
I mean, that's just generally how they all are. I actually was watching, I went through YouTube and was watching old ads, commercials of Krispy Kreme. There was one from the 70s where the mom is driving along and her kids are in the back.
Yeah.
They have a box of donuts and she's like, no, you can't have any, but they're right next to her and they're so tempting. And so like in the car, she starts eating one. It's like, you won't even make it home. I did that twice on this challenge. Legitimately went to put the box of donuts in my trunk, but I'm like, hold on, I'm going to grab a glaze before we go.
Well,
And
listen,
you can eat them so easily.
eat them as fresh as you can.
Yes, you can.
Yeah, okay. Well, glazed blueberry cake, very good. Also very good is the third on our list, scoring a 9 overall. We have the maple iced glazed.
Our smooth and creamy maple icing creates a delectable taste that will remind you of pure maple syrup. It tops a classic original glazed donut to create a distinctively delicious variety.
I looked at the donuts I got the day I got this and the chocolate, and I said, oh, chocolate's going to be so much better than maple. It always is. And then I ate this one, and wow, chocolate is nothing here.
This
maple is very good.
This icing has the texture that I want the chocolate one to have.
Okay.
It's a little smoother.
Yeah.
And not overwhelming with the flavor. Some can be kind of overwhelming. I'm looking at you, Harmon's maple buttercream.
Oh, that sounds good.
It's quite good, but it's a lot, right? It's a very powerful flavor.
Yeah.
This, I think, it's not overpowering. It's quite smooth. This is a good donut in the group. But it's, have you ever had a assorted donut that everything starts to smell like the maple one?
Yeah.
A little too
Maple's a
strong?
very powerful
It's
one.
the Subway of donuts.
Yeah, it doesn't do it.
I should clarify, I am the guy too when they say, hey, we're doing the service project in the morning. We're going to have breakfast. And I'm like, sweet. And then I arrive and it's donuts and chocolate milk. And I'm like, oh no. Because a lot of sugar in the morning is not good.
Yeah.
But something about the maple donut feels like breakfast to me.
Really?
You eat a little bacon alongside of it and some eggs. And I'm like, this is a good meal.
That's so cute.
When I took a bite of this maple iced glazed the first time, I was taken back to LaVell Edwards Stadium.
Whoa.
Like I was eating
He's
a cougar tail
boy.
And I ate that and I was like, this is close to a cougar tail. The same
Nowhere
delectable goodness.
near.
Cougar tail's
Close to a
better.
cougar tail, I said.
Okay,
But I
geez.
definitely enjoyed this one. I gave it a 9.
I gave it a 9 as well.
I gave it a 9. This is delicious.
Welcome to Happy Town, fellas.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
I've been here the entire time.
Generally,
You also
Zack.
have diabetes, so
Yes.
this is a go-to for me in the assorted. For sure.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
very good.
Okay. Wow. I'm stoked on this. Now we have Krispy Kreme's best donut, in my opinion. The glazed raspberry filled coming in at number 2, 9.7 overall.
A deliciously balanced, sweet and tangy glazed raspberry filled donut, which is a sure favorite among jelly donut lovers everywhere.
Biggest surprise of this whole challenge.
My first note here says,
I've never been a fruit filling guy ever.
Really?
Ever.
that surprises me, Sprinkles.
Okay. I don't even know what to say to that anymore. Anyways, I avoid them because I think as a kid, I'm always like, oh, that fruit filling, that sounds healthy, even though it never is.
No.
But I bit into this one. It's got that glaze coating, and mine was packed full of syrup. You know, some of these Krispy Kreme donuts, you get robbed,
I sent
right?
you guys a picture. I
Yep.
think I had maybe 10% of it filled.
Yeah.
And mercy, it was delicious.
This really, I was going to say,
Messy.
my first bite, I was like, wow. And then I
Yeah.
took another bite. I'm like, that's really good. That combination of the raspberry filling with the glazed donut
Yes.
worked really well.
I totally agree.
This is one I definitely went back to again and again. I gave it a perfect 10. So good.
Not pip heavy or whatever.
Yeah.
A little,
Right.
It's
Pip heavy?
the little seeds.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah. This isn't real
because
fruit.
there's no real fruit in
This isn't
there.
real fruit.
No, the again, good balance, a little teeny bit of tartness.
Yeah.
But the good texture, it doesn't make a too big of a mess.
No.
I will say this is my number 1. This is the only 10 I gave. This is my favorite donut.
I do apologize. It's like a 9.5.
Sure.
I gave it a 9.
We weren't doing half scores. What are you doing?
No, that's what I'm saying. Like in my mind, it's a 9.5 because it's not their best donut. Sure. But it sure is close.
But so this is the one that we go and get specifically. This is the reason that we would get a Krispy Kreme donut. We go there and order.
You get it on the regular
at
then?
least a couple. Yes, because I live very close to one. We'll go and get them specifically for my wife. The first time I went to Krispy Kreme for this challenge, I ordered one of these for my wife. Like she loves these. I love these. The kids love these. Is great.
This simplicity works really well. If this one was coated with like raspberry frosting too, and it was all pink, it would be like down 2 points. But because it's just glazed and the filling,
I agree.
It's great.
I noticed that swipe at me.
All right. With that, we get to our number 1 overall.
Is it a
And
surprise?
Is it a surprise?
Yes.
Scoring
It's a surprise.
scoring a 9.7, but
It's
you
a
know,
10, Zach.
I gave it like a 9.1.
No such thing.
Original glazed.
Original glaze. And this is just what the copy says here. I'm just going to read it as it's written. Look out for the hot light. Our hot light signals something really special. When we turn the light on, it means our delicious original glazed donuts are available right at that very moment. So when you see the hot light on, stop in and get some of the hot original glazed donuts.
Hot. Wow. Hot.
When I got my first dozen donuts, I was like, you know what? I'm going for my favorite donut first, which is going to be, this is my prediction, chocolate custard filled. This will be my number one. This will get an immediate 10 because this is the kind of donut I like. And I was like, oh, that was not great. Let me try another one. And then about halfway through, I said, you know what? I'll just go with the old standard. And it's the original glaze. And I put it in my mouth. Immediate 10 out of 10. It can't be denied.
And it doesn't make sense to me, honestly, because almost every other donut here is the original
variation
with other things on it. So how can adding stuff to it make it less better?
It's the One Ring.
Oh,
It is the One Ring. One ring to rule them all.
the donuts were forged by Sauron himself. Siron.
The only reason I did not give this a 10 is because you don't always get them hot.
But you can make them hot 8 seconds in the microwave.
When you get them hot, they're a 10.
Yeah.
But I think that this is the icon, right? This is what people associate with Krispy Kreme. Come on, it's a glazed donut. This is I talked about cheese pizza earlier. This is the cheese pizza of donuts typically, but it's not at Krispy Kreme. No. You can get a dozen glazed and you are happy about it.
Yeah.
And not like, oh, the ward didn't get anything fun for the activity.
It's not we just got glazed. It's we got Krispy Kreme glazed donuts. People are like, yes.
Yes. You get these on purpose, not because you don't know what else to get.
Light, fluffy, airy, melts in your mouth. Not a sponsor, but man, there's something about the original glaze that is just awesome.
And it is so easy to eat so many of them. I know you had a bite and you had a quarter.
Yeah.
I had 15. No, not really. But you can eat a lot of these. And you actually hear stories. You know how actors, Christian Bale and everything, put on weight really fast?
Yeah.
I've heard many a time that people will just do hot Krispy Kreme donuts.
Oh, no.
Why wouldn't you?
Because you can eat so many of them.
Oh, geez.
And you're happy.
Yeah. By the way, a Krispy Kreme original glazed donut contains 10 grams of sugar, which is equivalent to 2.5 teaspoons of sugar.
That's not too bad.
That's not that much.
No, it's actually not. And that's the weird thing about it is I heard some people saying that compared to other donuts, the Krispy Kreme original glazed has less sugar.
Sodas have more than that.
Subway? What?
Sodas have more than that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, because, I'm
going to consume both.
For reference, a 12-ounce Coca-Cola has 39 grams of sugar, which is almost 4 times the amount in a Krispy Kreme donut. Just point that out.
Delicious.
A half cup of Sun-Maid raisins has 29 grams of sugar, which is 3 Krispy Kreme donuts.
Ew, raisins are gross, too.
Just point that out.
Why are you doing raisin comparisons?
I just want to point that out.
I like my calories like I like my drink cups. Empty.
Yeah.
All right, let's go through and look again. Individual lists here. So I will start here. I'm just going to say my top scoring donuts. So my number one is the glazed raspberry filled. I think it's the best. Then original glazed blueberry cake, promotional blueberry crisp I'll throw in there, and then maple iced, and then this chocolate silk pie, also limited time.
Good stuff.
Really enjoyed that one. Kent, you gave the glazed a 10. Mm-hmm. And then your glazed raspberry filled a 9, the maple iced glazed a 9. Then a couple 8s in there.
Yeah, but then steep drop off.
All
the way.
Steep.
Especially strawberry.
You shut your face.
And Joel, I think
my top 5.
I think you gave every donut a 10.
Well, that's my top 5.
Except for the pumpkin
If you notice, my top 5 are actually, is that 5? That may be 6. No, it's 5. Because my top 5 are going from bottom to top. The strawberry ice with sprinkles, the blueberry crisp,
Nice,
the glazed blueberry cake,
nice,
the glazed raspberry filled,
best,
and the original glaze.
There we go.
I don't know about you guys, but I could use a donut right now.
There's some in the other room.
So if you want to see our combined rankings and our individual rankings, if you are a patron of Baconsale and you are a tier 1 patron or above, we're going to post that on Patreon so you can see the background Baconsale, how everything works, and our donut rankings. But we want to know if you agree with our rankings. If you agree with Sprinkles over here and how much he hates strawberry, or if you agree with Zack over here and how much he hates chocolate, or if you agree with me and just kind of love everything because it's a donut. We should be happy about it, except for pumpkin spice. But let us know on Facebook, let us know on Twitter, let us know on Instagram, because the hotlight is on and ready for your comments.
Before we go, we want to thank some patrons in a couple of special categories, including the I Am the Listener tier, which is Angela Plotz, Casey Cummings, Juice of the Cooler King Swallow, Some Guy, Jennifer Kilkowski, Taylor Sanderson, Shannon West, Rocky and Steph, Adam and Rachel Crump, Ryan and Marley, Lady Terry A. Finley, and Scott is Paula Dean, the grandmother of Jean-Bonnet Ramsey Spring. Wow. And then, of course, we have the Baking Council, which is Debbie Foster, Glow Clendaniel, our favorite couple, the Madsons, the other Brit Johnny English, Star Wars expert Kyler, Her Royal Highness Jessica Terry, Stephen, everyone's favorite Ross, the one, the only Chris Anderson, Nicole Deke Hale, and Beaker.
Thank you, patrons. You are the fake strawberry taste to our Joel. Meaning we like you.
Yeah, sure.
But if you want to find me, you can find me.
Like you.
If you want to find me, you can find me at Say This Joel on Twitter, or you can find me performing with Quick Wits, who perform at the studio at the Parker Theater. For more details, go to qwcomedy.com or go to the Quick Wits Facebook page.
You can find me on Twitter or Instagram at Kenny3DD. You can read my movie reviews at ShowtimeShowdown.com.
If you'd like to connect with me, you can do so on Twitter and Instagram at Tumbling Mustard. But more importantly, make sure you're following Baconsale. Please like that Facebook page and then go to @Baconsale on Twitter and Instagram. After you've done that, go to tpublic.com/Baconsale and get yourself some merch. And then if you like what's going on here and you want to support us further, visit patreon.com/Baconsale. You can get access to all sorts of behind the scenes fun, like
Like our spreadsheet.
like having a spreadsheet of
A donut spreadsheet.
donuts that we ate in 4 days. That's fine. Patreon.com/Baconsale. So until next time, let's just go ahead and add on a dozen raspberry filled for the missus, you know.
How can you hate on it? Save for the show. It's so good. Save for the show.
Well, it rhymes with go nuts for donuts. Are you talking about Krispy Kreme, the Power Rangers' favorite donut? That's right, listener. We have gained weight for your listening pleasure.
Is everything just glazy and lazy? Krispy Kreme, guys.
Thank you, cigarettes.
We have the Blueberry Crisp,
Hubba hubba. Why is this sounding appealing when my head hurts?
the Glazed Blueberry Cake Donut.
Oh, hot light. I love it when the hot light's on.
Roxanne!
You don't have to turn on that hot light. I think you're the glaze. Check your local listings.
To see what time Matlock is on?
That's on. When the hot light is on.
So it's Krispy Kreme?
Yeah, Krispy Kreme.
I was so mad at this donut.
What a blessed and holy day.
It's weird that they partnered with Pepto-Bismol for this one.
you stop
Absolutely.
that. You
Right?
stop
Why
that.
is it
Joel?
so medicinal? Oh, those sprinkles died.
It's the Subway of donuts. Why are you doing racing comparisons? Scroll up.
Oh, there it is.
It's something you don't want to see.
You gotta be freaking kidding me. I hate you. Jerks.